Natural Trap Cave is a cave in Wyoming, and its location is on Google Maps, which is very rare for caves. And that's because there's a giant grate covering it for most of the year.
Right.
So for the most part, caves are kept pretty secret because it's really bad for the ecosystems for people to be tracking stuff into the caves. So Natural Trap is a really great opportunity. We can talk a lot about it without being worried about people going in there. But yeah, it is a natural trap, very creative name. Basically, it's a hole in the ground that when it gets covered with leaves or snow, you can't really see. And then animals, as they are running, will fall in. It's about an 80-foot drop. But once they're in there, they don't get out. As far as we know, the record goes back around 36,000 years. There's probably some older stuff in there. What is now the US was a lot different back in the Pleistocene. So my lab focuses on mostly the smaller stuff, trying to understand how the climate changed over the past 36,000 years and how that affected different species distributions. You're rappelling 80 feet in every morning, and then you stay down in the cave for 8 hours normally. It'll be like 90 degrees out, and then in like 30 seconds, you're down in the bottom of the cave where it's 42 degrees pretty much all year round. So when we are sampling for microfauna, we just take whole bags. Bags come back with us to Georgia Tech, but all the large mammals, they go to the University of Wyoming because with fossils, we try to keep them as close to their place of origin as possible. So once we're done with the micro mammals here at Georgia Tech, they will also go to the University of Wyoming. We bring the bags of sediment back, wet screen them. Most of our picking is through citizen science. So every Friday we have an event called Fossil Friday where people come and they help us pick out fossils. They're all isolated elements. So a lot of them will not be diagnostic. You can't figure out what they are, but hopefully some of them will be. Historically, most of the caves had disarticulated bones. Last year, on the last day of the excavation, they were able to get a whole mammoth vertebra out. So the goal this year was to go back and see if there was more. And there was a lot more. So many, many vertebrae, ribs, and a scapula so far. And it just keeps going back into the wall. So there's more out there.